Then I've got the Cowboys in at 15th, where I exactly predicted them right. Some of my predictions were pretty spot on, I must not lie. Interesting year for the Cowboys. They started really, really well. At one point, I believe they were in the top 8. After, I think, sort of round 5 to round 10, they had maybe a 4 out of 5 win stretch or something like that. And they were putting on a lot of points. Clifford left to Newcastle, Dearden came in, and I think that had a big shock throughout the team. I think they struggled for the next 6 weeks after that, and it sort of looked like a really bad move for them. But what we saw in the last month out of Tommy Dearden sort of changed my opinions on that. I still think Jake Clifford's a great player, and I think he'll do brilliant things in Newcastle, but I think Tom Dearden will also be a good player. They've got a lot of youth coming through, a lot of exciting youth. I think it's Jerome Nanai and Griffin Neem. They both look really exciting. The young forwards, Ben Condon and Halem Lukey, also back rowers. So yeah, there's Hamaso as well. So there's some excitement at the Cowboys, which some of these teams outside the finals can't possess. They've got a lot of young players. They've just got to nurture the right ones, pick the right ones to keep, because as we talked about in the junior development, that they've actually had quite a few gun players come through their junior ranks in the last 8 years, and they have not necessarily chosen the right ones to keep. So, hopefully the Cowboys do well with this generation. But MVP, I've given it to Scott Drinkwater. I thought this one was pretty tough to pick, but for me, their success relies on Scott Drinkwater. I think when they play well, he plays well. And his defense improved a lot this year, which I think is something that needs to be noted. So well done to Scotty Drinkwater. Most improved, I've given it to Mitchell Dunn. Back rower, he might have been injured last year, or maybe that was 2019, but he was sort of just a bit part player, a bit of like maybe a Michael Cheekham, sort of just filled a hole for you. And where this year, especially in the back half, he looked really, really exciting. And I think he's got skills. I think he can play in the half, centers, back row. So I think he's one who's going to be one to watch in the future. And best young player, I've given it to Murray Taulagi. I was actually close to giving this guy the MVP because I think he's one of the best wingers in the competition personally. But I didn't really want to give a winger MVP. Rating out of 10, I predicted 15th, and they came 15th. My rating is against expectation, by the way. So for me, I'll probably give them a 4 out of 10. I would give them a 5 out of 10 if they were more consistent throughout the year. But the fact that they showed glimpses early and then sort of had a bad run down the back end of the season, I'll give them a 4 out of 10. And also they've got to sort out the Jason Taumalolo thing, because they've obviously got him for a long time left of that huge contract. And it's on a lot of money, so they've got to work out the best way to use Taumalolo, because he definitely did not have his best year this year.
It's a miracle! Oh, yeah! What about that one? Unbelievable! Balotelli, Aguero! Crowd cheers. Here's Siddle.